Okay, let's talk about Elvis Presley. Not the rock and roll icon, not the cultural phenomenon, but the movie star. Wait, hold on, didn't Elvis make, like, 31 films? And none of them flopped? That's wild, right? But here's the twist, most people only remember him, not the women he starred with. Why? Today, we're digging into the lives of Elvis's leading ladies, the unsung players in his cinematic empire, and why their stories reveal way more than just Hollywood gossip. Trust me, this isn't just a nostalgia trip. It's a window into fame, power, and the weird contradictions of 1960s stardom. Take Ann-Margret. Viva Las Vegas is basically their iconic duet, right? But here's what fascinates me, she's the only co-star who didn't get swallowed by Elvis's gravitational pull. She held her own. Why? Maybe because she had that rare combo of raw talent and fiery independence. Rumor has it they had an off-screen romance, but she never spilled the beans. In my opinion, that silence speaks volumes. It's like she understood the game, leveraging the spotlight without becoming its victim. Smart move. Then there's Barbara Eden, aka Jeannie. But before the bottle, she shared a real chemistry with Elvis in Flaming Star. Eden called out critics who dismissed his acting, she said he nailed a complex role. But here's the irony, audiences didn't want Elvis to act. They wanted him to be Elvis. That tension between artistry and expectation? That's the story of his career. And Eden, stuck in a western while he lip-synced to his own soundtrack? She was just another casualty of the Elvis machine. Let's get real about the studio system. Dolores Hart? She literally quit Hollywood for a nunnery. And her reason? She told Elvis's makeup artist, "My ears turned red when I kissed him." That's the level of innocence, or repression, we're talking about. Her exit wasn't just personal, it was a rebellion. Studios groomed these women to be arm candy for the king, but Hart walked away. What does that say about the cost of proximity to fame? Some women used it to launch careers. Others, like her, saw it as a dead end. And Elvis's type? Dark-haired, petite, available. Ursula Andress, Bond girl, icon, wasn't his type. So he kept it platonic. But isn't that fascinating? The king of rock had rules. He didn't fool around with married women. Yet his films pushed this hypersexualized, all-American fantasy. There's a disconnect here, the Elvis, the rebel, playing it respectables off-screen. Was it integrity? Or just PR? Either way, it's a reminder that his persona was curated, not candid. Mary Tyler Moore as a nun? In Change of Habit? That's the kind of role that makes you go, what even was 1969? But here's the kicker, Elvis had a crush on her before she was TV's most beloved single woman. He called her "comes out of respect." How awkward, how sweet. But this dynamic, Elvis idolizing his co-stars, adds layers. He wasn't just a star, he was a fan of the very system that trapped him. That duality is why these films are so fascinating, they're both propaganda and art. So why does this matter? Because Elvis's movies were a parallel universe where he controlled the narrative. Critics hated them? Irrelevant. Fans packed theaters? That's the point. These women weren't just actresses, they were props in Elvis's world building. And yet, their stories expose the cracks in the myth. The king wasn't just selling music, he was selling an era. And every leading lady, from Ann-Margret to Shelley Fabares, was a brushstroke in that canvas. Here's the takeaway, we remember Elvis as a force of nature. But his films? They were a collaboration. A messy, calculated, deeply human collaboration. So next time you hear Viva Las Vegas, don't just think of the music. Think of the women who shared the screen, and the empire they accidentally helped build. What's your take? Did Elvis use Hollywood, or did Hollywood use Elvis? Drop your thoughts below. And if you're into these kinds of contradictions, smash that like button. We'll dive deeper next time, trust me, you don't want to miss it.